Good day, welcome to C&T Collectibles. This is C, I am C, and welcome to Friday Sports Card Chart Blast, where we look at the price action of our favorite collectibles. It doesn't matter what I think, who cares what I think? It's all about what the price is telling us, and we got a lot of work today, so let's get right at it, and we'll start off, as almost always, with Mike Trout and a PSA 10. Sorry, my voice has been in and out the past few weeks here, and I don't know, maybe it makes me sound better, who knows, but it's going to be, could be a little bit rough, and I apologize in advance. Mike Trout at a critical juncture here. This is make or break time. Momentum continues to trend down, and the bands are expanding just a little bit, so the volatility is picking up, and if it can't hold this, then you are probably looking at this mess again, and that could mean a $2,000 PSA 10 Mike Trout. I think a lot of people would actually welcome that, and there would be a decent amount of buying in that area, but for the time being, you have a lot of people here that would not welcome it, and it could get choppy. So, but right now, this is if this holds, then you're good to go. But should it break, and with that momentum, you almost have to kind of favor it. Could spell a bigger problem for the hobby here. So a little closer look at that PSA 10, and it's coming into an area of it's breaking this previous support level here. So it came down and touched it, but again, that downtrend is accelerating a bit here. So it could be just slightly below 3,000. But again, if a lot of these people are like, to heck with it, I'm getting my butt kicked here. Honestly, this was your sell back here. So right now, you're a little bit stuck. You're looking more to buy than to sell at this point, I think. But if it's not able to hold into this area here again, you're looking at closer to $2,000 level on that card, which again, I think a lot of people would be like, yes, sweet, I'll take that. So Mike Trout PSA 9 compressing and not seeing as much damage. I mean, you're still off high price here, and your current price $1,600, so you're down a third. So you're still getting dinged here, but it is holding up a bit better than the 10 recently. So you can see that the buying, not these nice close sales. You're seeing more volatility, which is more indicative of a thinning market, and prices are able to be pushed around just a little bit more. So if that 10 breaks down to kind of that sub $3,000 area, then it would make sense that this one comes down to that $900 area as well. So, but none of this is guaranteed. It's just probabilities, and right now, break this way would be pretty bullish, and break down here would be pretty bad. But you're in that range, and so it's sideways until it isn't. All right, Mookie Betts in a PSA 10. Again, we talked about right up in here. It's just kind of really right here is acceleration with very few buyers. Said no thanks. Wait for a better area. And there's buying all the way down, and you're kind of hoping this would hold. But the trend and the momentum, we've showed it up here in the past, was clearly rolling over kind of in this area here, and so we favored downside to this area here. So current price is about $450, and that's more than half off of its high. And so honestly, right now, if you're looking for a Mookie Betts, this has been our target for a while, and here you are. You could see a little bit more downside, a little sub 400 action. It is it's thinning out just a little bit here, so it's not going to take much to just push it further down, but I think it's at least really interesting at this point. So he's a bit injured right now, and perhaps people are a little bit skittish, but look at his body of work. If you're able to get a Mookie at some point for a reasonable price, I think you want to do it. All right, we've got a few Acunas to go through here. 2018 Topps Update Jump Mint 10. This is our confirmed sell in this area right here. Looking for a pullback in this area. We got it, and it just kept going. So the trend is clearly down. Down in here it just gets a little bit volatile, and you can see that it's getting a little bit choppy in here. People just get a little bit nervous, like, well, do I want to catch a falling knife? Is this a good deal? Isn't it a good deal? No one's quite sure here. So the momentum is down. It seems to be firming up just a little bit, but we've had this before. You really need this to cross up before you get super bullish on it. So for now, the trend is down, but this is an area, especially if it gets into this this 150, 160 area. I think that'd be really interesting, because he's having a terrific season, honestly, and he's got a really bright future, but everything in the market, I think, is being repriced. And so to say $150 cheap or expensive, we don't know anymore. We have to see how these things play out a little bit. So momentum is down, trend is down. Don't need to be a hero, but it's at a point where I think it's it's interesting enough. And so again, that's the update. I think a lot of people are maybe scoping the bet down more, but we'll take a look at that one at some point here. Topps Chrome in a mint 10, so bottom of the range here. So we'll see if it can hang on. A lot of other things are breaking down, so it wouldn't be super surprising to see this one do the same. But you are sitting at the bottom of the range here, so high price of $400 down to $282. So it's dropped about 25-30% really, and nothing super immune here, but again, the trend is up. It's at the bottom of the range. What the heck, it's at an area as well where there's been decent buying and there's been steady buying on the way down. The risk reward is favorable, so I'm not going to go on a limb and say, oh geez, go put everything in and buy it or anything like that, but this is a favorable spot for this to happen. Now if it can't, then you are coming down quite a bit here, so that's the hard part about this one. There's really no way to manage your risk. If you buy it and in a week you get it in the mail and all of a sudden it's down here, what do? You're kind of hosed. If this was a stock, you could just set a quick stop and you're gonna sell it really, really fast. But so that's the hard part about saying, oh yeah, buy it. It's at a spot where you probably take a shot, but it's just not liquid enough for me to say, yeah, go nuts. So hopefully you understand the context I'm putting these things in. Refractor, all right, people are looking for refractors and higher end cards. Sure, why not? They've held up reasonably well. It's still a high price, $860 down to a low of $429, so it's almost been cut in half. So honestly, I think the regular Chrome has done better here, but sideways action getting to the top of that range here, and again, quicker moves here, so that volatility just real thin up here, so you don't have a lot of people with a ton of conviction doing a lot of things in here. So if it leaks out of this range here, then notice how choppy this is, and you could see a pretty healthy continuation of this move downward here. So this is kind of an overall topping process. Until it breaks this, though, it's just a consolidation. But you've got your high of 862 and sitting at this 550, so another $300 down. Could it be a $250 card at some point if it breaks this? I think perhaps, but for now, what the heck. But it's just, with the rest of the market just breaking down at this point as well, it's kind of like you almost have to favor that in a lot of these cards at some point here. So Juan Soto coming back and hitting a couple bombs this week. I think people are, I don't know what people were thinking. They're just kind of, oh my gosh, the strikeout and walk profile were looking terrific. He just didn't have home runs. He wasn't a 2020 pace anymore, and he looks pretty good. And I think a couple home runs this week maybe get people back on board. So we'll see how that happens. This is the Chrome update in the PSA 10. So kind of gave you the line in the sand right here, and broke down, and so there was a sale up here, which is I think we actually looked at this one last week. Maybe we didn't. I was looking at it, and you see these spikes. It's like they get sold pretty hard. So if we can come back into this area and kind of hang out, then I think you're all right. But again, the trend is down, momentum is down in this area of this $200 area. Seems a lot more people willing to pay that price. All right, Juan Soto, 2016 Bowman Chrome. This is the BGS 9.5 with a 10 autograph. I loved his autograph. His autograph just looks terrific. I'd love to have one of these someday, and I think I might get my shot here. So maybe not this grade, but consolidation breakdown. So it's really thinly traded. Who knows? $2,000-3,000 maybe. So. We'll see how it goes here, but again, it's not gonna take much to push it one way or another. Just so few people trading this card around, and the pink trend is down. So high price of $2,500 for a pink. It's like, come on, guys, cut in half, more than half, cut down by 60-70% here. So I'm sitting at $880. So could come down even further. Could see a $600 card on this one at some point here. And I always like the pink refractors. I think that one looks sharp. So all right, Vlad 2019 Topps at no number, gem mint 10, bottom range going. Momentum is actually turning up for once. So all you have to do is be the best player in baseball, and your cards will hold up to a relative extent. So high price $280, sitting at $233. We looked at his PSA 9 a couple of weeks ago at $38, and it's a huge disconnect between the prices. Why wouldn't you? And that one got up to about $80 or $90, so that's hanging in as well. So anything Vlad right now seems to be doing okay. His Topps Chrome, same thing, bottom of the range, getting a nice bounce here. So you had your level here that people were happy to come in at, and for now you just roll with it. Trend is slightly up, so enjoy. All right, Tatis 2019 Topps PSA 10. So momentum is down for quite a while. You've had a few spikes here, but it's been on a pretty decent sell for a bit here. Breaking kind of down from this area. That was the end. And again, we looked at it a few times here, so we actually had a trend going this way. Yeah, I just didn't want to do that way more because it's not in that uptrend anymore. It's going down, so I'm going to switch to the downtrend here. But this was kind of your final chance here. So now you're seeing some buying picking up just a little bit because he's also having a terrific season here, so momentum picking up just a little bit. It hasn't quite crossed yet, but again, this was kind of our target zone here, and you're kind of at the top end of that. So let's see what happens. But if you're interested in Tatis, have your powder dry because I think this is a pretty interesting area here. 150, 175 bucks, something like that. Looks like a decent spot, and I think this might be actually a little bit lower here, but there you go. Target range, targets hit. So let's see if we can get some buying to come in here. One of the problems is like with a lot of these, the print runs are so high. There's so many cards out there. It takes a lot of buyers to really come in. So, all right, Cody Bellinger just came back off the injured list, and would he have a home run and 6 RBI? So. At a spot he hasn't seen for a while here, so momentum is starting to curl back up. It's done that before and kind of faked out, but at this area here, should see some buying step in. I think you're starting to see that just a little bit here. So risk reward I think sets up favorably for Mr. Bellinger and his Chrome trending downwards, and you're getting into an area where there has been buying before, but again the volatility is picking up. Not a lot of action in this one here, so could make its way into this mess. And if you were able to pick this up, PSA 10, if it became a $50 or $60 card again, I think it could be one of these quick moves where it just boom and then someone just snaps it up and there you go, kind of a one-off type of deal. But again, trend is down on that one, but he's sitting at the bottom of his range, so at least in the short term he is interesting. 2018 Topps Update, Shohei Ohtani pitching version. Trend is up. Looks good. Now, I say that with a not so callously, a little bit of trepidation here. So you had your compression and your breakout, retesting the breakout, and we could see some more upside here if he's able to keep smacking some home runs and striking out 7-8 guys and in 4 innings. But you can see, Lamar Jackson here. I thought I had the hitting one up. Did the hitting last week anyway, so let's just go back real quick. Kind of the same action here, and it went up and hit our, we had a $215, $220 price target on it. Got up to about $228. It immediately fell to $85. So it's real tough to look at this stuff and be like, geez, trend is up, and go ahead and buy it. And it's like the next week, here you are back down here at currently high price $228. Current is at $140. So there's that spike that you just leave that alone. But if it came back to $80 or something, it gets cut in half again. So as thinly as this is going, nervously I say, yeah, just hang on and ride the trend, especially with the update rookie debut, the batting version getting smoked in a Sailor too. It's like it makes me a little bit nervous, but anyways, trend is up for now. Lamar Jackson. All right, move on to a couple football here. PSA 9. I thought I had a couple of other ones here, but okay, I guess we're going with Lamar for now. So compression and momentum is turning up, believe it or not. I had a momentum meter up a couple of the MACD up a few weeks ago, and it was starting to curl up. One of the few football names I saw that was curling up, and so I do like them here. And especially with the PSA 10 trading around $900 or something like that. I think this is in the $150 area is kind of a steal. I actually bought one right around that price, and so I'm just looking for a compression and an ultimate breakout as we head closer to the season. Oh, here it is, of course. All right. Excuse me. Funny. Okay, so show you time. I got these out of order just a little bit. The update hitting version. So yeah, we had our measured move. So the 220 target. It got above it just a little bit, and then 2 sales. Boom, boom. So it's playing a little bit of a fool's game here, saying, oh yeah, it looks good, all that. And I'm trying not to give advice, but just show probabilities and risk management. But when something like this happens, there's nothing you can do on that one. So anyways, it's in a zone where there's been some buying before, and if he has another good stretch here, then just see this start to pick up. So if you've been looking for this card, it seems like a decent enough area at this point here. Again, trend is up, hang on with it. Boom, boom. It's like, oh shit. But that's how it goes sometimes. All you can do is just hydrate. Oh well, 90 degrees in Minnesota today. You gotta stay hydrated. So all right, yeah, Freddie Freeman. It's more baseball. We're not done with baseball. Yeah, I thought I had some more baseball here. Sports card Brontosaurus last week on his live stream. Someone asked about Freddie Freeman, and there was quite a few. Don't touch. And I say, go ahead, touch. So looks good. Bottom of the range, which in the past has led to a pretty decent bounce here. Relative to other cards here, kind of expensive. A lot of these other cards in this area are getting hit. but I think he's on a pretty decent Hall of Fame track, and that's I think for those older guys that are really established, like the Mookies and stuff, their going rate's gonna be a little bit higher than some of those guys that have another 10 years to prove themselves here. So Freddie Freeman, I like him plenty. I'm biased on this one, but sure, looks interesting enough. All right, Bo Bichette. A little fake, but trend is down, but a little fake below it at $40, which I think is too cheap for what he's doing. Really good player. Currently $67, so that's a big move here. But if you're able to get this one back for $50 or $60, you want to Bo Bichette. Sure like it in that area here. So yeah, these false breaks usually lead to a quick upside or downside reversal. If you fake break to the top, you're going down. If you fake break to the bottom, you're going to up. I mean, if you stay down here, then but if you go back into the range, then you're going back to the top of the previous range. And here we are where it's been met with some selling in the past, but $50 or $60, sure like it. I've tried a few times and I've missed, so how it goes here. Francisco Lindor, all right. Last November, hey, if he gets traded, he's going $400. He went $400. Said, just leave it alone. Let it come back to $200. $200. Here you are. So, like Lindor, tough season here, but his body of work says this guy's on a really interesting track here. And as long as you can hold this, now if it can't hold this area right here. Currently it's at $190, and so if it, 180 or something like that, it can't hold it. I mean, you're quickly coming back down to $80 or something like that. And I think there's a lot bigger, then you probably do see like Mike Trout 2000 and all that kind of stuff here. So critical junction here. We need some buyers to step in. So go get yourself I did my part. I'll say that I did my part. I bought a PSA 9 Chrome. I've always wanted the Chrome, and I think it's gotten to the point where it's like, yeah, I'm comfortable, and if it gets cut in half again, I don't really care because I'm not trying to make money off it. I just want one. So all right, Loot Bob. I'm a buyer. of Lou Bob here. So I always wanted this one. This is the mega pack, the Mojo. And the price got to the point where it's like, all right, fine, I'm just doing it. Doesn't work out. I'm not missing out here. But your high price of around $150, $155, $100 on the bottom end. So your $50 range breaks out. You're looking at $200 to $210. Breaks below, you're going to $50. Here you are. So currently it got down to like $48. And you're seeing a little bump here, so I think you're seeing fewer and fewer people transacting, which means a couple of things. I mean, people are skittish about buying, but I think you have a lot of people that are like, I'm not selling at this price here. So you could see the price start to curl up just a little bit here. Again, that's my target, and it's just like, that's cheap enough for a guy of his age and his talent. If it doesn't work out, okay, fine, it doesn't work out. I spent $50 in worse ways, but I'm a buyer in that area here. And Albert Pujols. First ballot Hall of Famer, no question about it here. Again, there's a lot of buying up in this area. Big move down, so you could see a little move up here, but it is looking fairly toppy. And I think if you ever got a shot, again, this is the PSA 9, the base. The Chromes go for a lot more. But if it can't hold in this area here, then you're gonna drift down fairly quickly, potentially into this area. I think that's, again, unless everything's repriced, that's probably too cheap here. All right, real football. All right, we looked at Lamar. I think we're going to end up looking at Lamar again here. I apologize. Josh Allen compressing, but at the bottom of the range, you could see a nice pop here. You are looking at a little bit of a break below this line. We've seen this before, and it led to a lot of upside, but upside from a $200 level versus upside from a $800 level, a little bit different here. So we'll see. If this is sustained, if there's more selling in this area here, then you're coming down to what could be a $500 card. So they'll be buying on the way down most likely, and there's been a lot of buying in this area here. There hasn't been any event like this where just a couple people push it up, so it's unlikely to have a couple people push it down. So, but it could drift. But you could see $500. But again, you're kind of at the bottom of the range here, and it could just kind of go sideways and pop up. Bottom line, I don't know, is what it comes down to. Breaking this is not good, I know that, but if it gets back into this range, then you could see a quick upside reversal as people speculate into the season. Baker Mayfield, with his breakout trend is up. He had a big monster move to the high price, over $600, which is like, that took very little volume on that one here. Currently it's sitting at $490. And so really the bottom line is this $400 area here. So it was resistance. It bumped its head up against it and gave up a ton. And then when it broke out, now it's using it as support here. So as long as you're above that, then you're okay. So what the heck? You need the momentum thrown up there to kind of see what that's telling you. And honestly, I ran those on a few other cards this week, and I didn't want to do it again because I'm not looking for Baker. But yeah, okay, 400 above 400 good, below 400 bad. There you go. Patrick Mahomes 2017 optic, bottom of the range. And so a lot of these things at the bottom of the range here, it's like, oh my gosh, the risk reward sets up. Sometimes it really works, and so pretty nice pop there. So high price, $3,000, currently 27, not off that much. So it was for a while, but one sale recently took it up here, so it could come back just a little bit, but the trend remains up. And so a lot of these things that are sitting at the bottom of the range, they follow what Mr. Mahomes is doing. There's money to be made. It just depends on your own risk tolerance, really. Kyler Murray 2019 Donruss rated rookie, so saw a sideways action here. Trending down within that range, but I think at some point I would favor an upside breakout. So the trend is down while it's in this, but if it gets into this area here, then I think you have enough buyers step in to kind of push it up, and he'll get some love heading into the season, perhaps. All right, some basketball. I'll finish up here. Trey Young. I don't know what this guy has to do. Maybe he has to hit some 50-footers. Maybe like 30-footers aren't impressing people anymore. Maybe he has to like start putting them from like 50 and making those shots in the playoffs here. So trend is down, but you've got this consolidation here that acts as a pretty decent support zone, and it is right now a little fake below. But coming back into this range here, so if it can kind of just go sideways, that's all you have to do is just go sideways. Just buyers paying this $300 price here, then it breaks this trend and it starts to go back up again. But with the off season coming up here, people are going to kind of perhaps they just move away from basketball, and you could see this thing fall further here. So I don't know what this is, like $150, 150 to like 200 and something. So that could be your range if this continues to travel down. And so the trend is down. So obviously, you want to play this. It's just wait for it to break out. That's about as simple as it can. Within that range, there's things to be done. But for now, the trend is down, remains down, and there's going to be a lack of basketball news to really push him up. So John Morant, all right, looked at this one. Past couple weeks, he makes the list again because this is an interesting battle at all-time lows. Anybody who's ever bought a PSA 10 on eBay has lost money for the most part here. So this could be a fake break, and you got a quick move from at a minimum is the bottom of the range. You got a quick move up, but the trend is still down here and is respecting that. So you're hanging on to these this area here. And we are looking at measured move 400 to could be a sub $200 card if it can't bust up above this at some point here. So again, I mean, if you were buying up in here, there's nothing you can do it now. Now you're firmly in. I'm looking to buy this card mode, and where do you do that? Wait for a break above here, or you get around $200. Then I mean, the guy's having an incredible playoffs right now. He's showing some long-term potential, but he's not going to be hanging around too much, his team at least, and so there may be a better spot here. I'm saying that for a while. Again, we've been looking for 200 or sub, and I think Starstock actually had one for 200 go, so this might follow suit. Anyways, trend is down until it isn't. All right, Joker. Also having a great playoffs here, but you had your wedge compression breakdown, and came to it a little bit late because I just don't look at them very often here. But so at least this is something that targets into this area, and you're kind of getting into this area. Anyways, long-term uptrend also broken, and it's just retesting the underside of that one. So again, this one could come down decently. You're talking about that $500 range, give or take. If you don't get some excitement building into his cards soon, if buyers don't start stepping in, this is potentially heading further south. Anyways, for now, trend is down. And Zion, talked about this one last week on Hippopotamus's live stream. And what do you think about it? And you can't ask me after everybody. I think he was into like three margaritas. I was on my fifth beer. It's like, we're not going to make any sense of this at that time. So give me a day or two to mess around with some lines here. So Zion, the tops on this one, I've never looked at them. Should have looked at them. Didn't look at them, but these are easy tops to pick off, unfortunately. So I would have said with this one, very little buying, fake move. Don't do anything until you come back into this area. You would have a chance in that area, but continuing, it's traveling south, and then you had this break. So I don't know how we wouldn't have played it perfectly. Like, we don't play very many things perfectly, but we would have kept you out of this crap at least. So anyways, coming into an area of pretty critical support in the $400 area, you can't get that. You're looking at $300, and so for a guy that could be, has some really nice long-term potential. I think you maybe have enough people step up in that area. But you're coming up on a pretty important area here that people need to defend. I mean, here's your longer-term range, and it broke below that. So momentum is down and strengthening. So a lot of buying on the way here. But look at these. I mean, look at these populations. I mean, 17,000 cards. It takes a lot of buying to really push them back up. So that's what it is. Momentum is down. Trend is down. At an important juncture, another $100 down if it can't hold that, perhaps. So Michael Jordan, PSA 8. Oh man, this is one of the first basketball cards I ever looked at here. So had our sell kind of in that area, just off the low volume. And we're looking for something back in this area. So here's your previous highs. You're matching that again. The trend is down, but it is compressing. At some point it will break back up. But will it do it respecting this line, or do we have to come back into this area and get that buying? So I don't know. We'll have to run the momentum on that one. But for now, it's like, oh shoot, this is as long as that holds, it's kind of a, it's a loose, a very light buy with the trend down. And again, nervously shell out your $9,000 for that one. So yeah, $9,000. I thought that was certainly possible, and quickly it was. And so there you are. Just I don't know, man. It's your own risk reward at this point. I'm not doing anything with it. So I'd love to have one of these cards someday. I think that'd be really, really cool. But I think I would just be patient down here. And if I never got it, then I never got it. But as long as it holds this, then that's just a retest, and you're good to go. All right, we'll wrap it up with this one. I appreciate all of your time. If you made it this far, if you just make it, every time you see these things 25 minutes, just check in for like the first couple minutes, or have it play in the background. Hit the like, man. It makes me feel good. I appreciate that. So trend is up, bottom of the range, getting a little bit choppy here, but you had your high of $6,000 and sitting at $3,000 right now. So it's at the bottom of the range where there's been buying in the past, and you just had the reason I threw this one in. You just had a PSA 10 go for like $6 million or something like that. So you got to be careful about those, because you have a lot of these people that are doing fractional investing. I think a Babe Ruth just went for like $6 million or something like that, and you just have people that are throwing in but 50, 60 grand or something like that to own a piece of the card. So between 50 grand, 60 grand, not that much if you're spending it on a card, not a huge difference. So that's the difference between 5 million and 6 million. And so these prices are getting, especially the high end, getting kind of wacky. And so that might drag these up a little bit here, but the great one sitting at an interesting spot here. So that's what I got for you. Have a great rest of the day. Have a terrific weekend, and we will talk to you later. Bye.